Good evening. I wanted to share a couple of observations about the state of the NFL right now as far as the conclusion of today's games with San Fran punching their ticket to face Seattle in Seattle, here, where I am, and then New England, blah, 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 less important AFC Denver matchup. But first of all, I heard a comment today that San Fran, frankly, was a better team than Seattle, or even the best team in the league as far as how they're looking right now. And I gotta say, I took the words right out of my mouth. We're talking about a team that went on the road, beat Green Bay, and a team who just beat a very underrated, in my opinion, Carolina. In Carolina. So two road wins. I mean, I'm sorry, that's a tried and true, road-tested team with all the momentum and steam, in the postseason. I mean, just true statement. Seattle, the beauty is they earned the home advantage, but the downside is that they haven't faced real adversity. And they went 1-1 with San Fran in the regular season. Let's start with that. They beat a very overrated Saints team, in my opinion. I just don't give a lot of credit for that win. So, with that said, I'm not bashing in Seattle. I'm not saying that they are going to get blown out by San Fran. Frankly, it's going to be the game of the season. We're talking about, not only is it obviously the NFC Championship, the winner goes to the Super Bowl. We're talking about a heated rivalry like Kansas, Denver, Oakland, Cowboys, Redskins. I mean, heated. Same division, West Coast. And I'm a newbie here, but I've been here long enough to already know that the two teams don't like each other. So, I just think it's going to make for a good game. I'll tell you, San Fran, in my opinion, has the best front seven in the NFL. Didn't even know they had 3 Pro Bowlers at linebacker alone. I mean, and Seattle has the best secondary. So, their front seven is not to be overshadowed. They're good, but as far as the best, those are the 2 units. In NFL, that's a big deal. So then you go, with that said, essentially saying that the defenses are comparable. Which offense is better? Big fan of Russell Wilson. Marshawn Lynch, his performance speaks for itself, but we're talking about the defending NFC champs. We're talking about Gore, who knows what it's like in the postseason. Marshawn Lynch isn't as battle-tested, not even counting the 2 wins in the postseason this year. So, in my opinion, it's almost a wash. So on paper, we're talking about almost 2 identical teams. The home field advantage clearly is Seattle's. The hunger factor, frankly, I think San Fran's. I think they're hungrier. I think Colin is hungrier than Wilson. I think Colin is better than Wilson. I mean, it's just that simple. Look at the receiving unit. You got Crabtree, Bolden, Davis versus Harvin, Golden Tate. Then it just starts to sound worse and worse for Seattle. A prediction: San Fran in an upset in Seattle, which is the biggest upset part. And nevertheless, it's the game I'm very excited about. I'm happy it turned out that way as opposed to a Nolans or Carolina Seattle game. This is the game. More excited about the NFC, as I alluded to. On the AFC side, a lot of people were talking San Diego to upset Denver. Denver clearly proved that was faulty logic. I admittedly, I'm not surprised. I don't understand the Peyton Manning bashing, truth be told. I don't get it. Dude has a ring in addition to all his gaudy stats, and granted he doesn't have 3 like Brady, but should he get to the Super Bowl with Denver, that alone, I mean, in my opinion, is an accomplishment worth, I mean, even solidifying his legend more than anything. So with that said, I'm not that surprised to beat San Diego. I think San Diego was an underrated team, but I even heard a comment that Rivers, for example, is a better quarterback than Peyton. And I mean, let's get into that for a second. I mean, sorry, not a chance. I think Rivers had this season of his career. I think that he stepped his game up to another level, and that's great. But Peyton's the guy. I mean, between the two. So on the other side of the ball, frankly, a team I just despise. I literally turns my stomach just to talk about. I can't stand New England. I'm sick of hearing about them. Sure, I'm a little bit of a bitter Cowboys fan, but I'm sick of them in the postseason. So I hope Denver beats the brakes off of them and ends up facing the eventual Super Bowl champion, in my opinion, out of the NFC to begin with. But but I will say that this matchup, the New England Peyton matchup, going back to Peyton's Indy days of facing New England, and almost always it seems like playing for the AFC Championship, we got the best matchup possible. I mean, frankly, it's set up for the best weekend of football in the NFL this next coming weekend. So, I don't even know if I can even call the game. It's a toss-up. Denver's got the home field advantage, and it's a coin flip. Even wanting Peyton to win, I just don't know. I just don't know in this one. I'll call it Denver so I don't completely ride the fence. And we'll talk again after the conference championships. But there you have it, Denver, San Fran Super Bowl. Great weekend of football coming up. Great weekend of football we just had. So we'll see how it goes.